What's going on, you guys? If you care about this channel, then I hope this will be a changing day in your life.
Do you get that?
This is the Thrift Store Rundown, where we bring Hollywood home on a budget. There are many power couples in the media, more than you can even count on both hands and both feet. Yet I can think of only one couple that's actually using their power for the greater good of society. That's Dr. Phil and Robin. Today I have one book from each of the New York Times best-selling authors. Family First, your step-by-step plan for creating a phenomenal family. And Robin's What's Age Got to Do with It? Living your happiest and healthiest life. This particular copy comes with Robin's complete makeover guide. First up, Family First. This is parenting, Dr. Phil style. He offers parenting tips, tricks, and time-trusted advice for how to raise your kids to become the best citizens in our society. Many tips are explored in this book, and I'm going to throw it over to him right now to present those tips.
If kids are out of control, you got to go back to the basics. You strip their rooms down where there's white walls and a nice bed and everything they need, but posters, TVs, CDs, all of that stuff is gone. It's called reparenting. They got to learn that these are privileges. You do earn these things. You say, well, they take what they say. I don't care. Fine, let's see how long you don't care. Let's see if you don't care for a week or a month. And then, of course, if you cave, then they win. You've got to be willing to be strong enough to stick to your guns. Somebody's got to be in charge all the time. There's got to be a boss. And it's got to be you.
Right.
And to the extent that you have a mate in the mix, then you have to come together, negotiate exactly what the rules are, what the guidelines are, and then you have to stay that way. So you've got to have a plan, and you've got to be completely consistent. There is a frustration effect. You have to be prepared for things to get worse before they get better. You just got to say, okay, I'm going to have a plan for when that happens. But one of the things I'm not going to do is get involved in the yelling and screaming and going crazy.
I told you that you are not taking the dog outside without a leash right now. End of discussion.
You cannot do that. When you raise your voice, you lost. Before you leave here today, we're going to work out what is essentially a behavioral contract between you and your children. And the whole idea is to appeal to your children's greed.
No, I get all this with the cell phone, with that.
If you will show me A, B, C, and D, I will let you do E, F, G, and H. Kids will do their homework if they know that's how they get to play their video game. If you screw it up by being inconsistent, where sometimes they have to do their homework and sometimes they don't, then they'll never learn you got to do A to get to B. Pick your battles. Don't put him in a situation where he's guaranteed to fail.
Ethan, what on earth are you looking for? Does it look like it goes there? Yes. No.
Number two, you need to spend a lot of time catching that kid doing something right and just be all over him for it. When you've got kids that are a lot of trouble, you tend to get the attitude to let sleeping dogs lie. God, if they're not causing trouble, just leave it alone. Go catch him. You got to just, even if it's quick, just walk by and say, you are a good boy. And just keep sailing on by.
Even when he's yelling back at me, Mom, don't touch me.
Exactly.
That'll go away, maybe?
It'll go away.
Okay.
And also, when your kids roll their eyes,
Why are you rolling your eyes at me?
that doesn't turn their brain off. They still hear. Really, they still hear. These kids all have damaged personal truths. Obviously, your daughter's a very attractive young woman.
Oh, she's beautiful. And she was little, she was confident.
It's her internal dialogue, and that's what's got to be focused on. Can you go home with a commitment to be calm? You've got to decide that you're going to be the hero in these situations. Kids look at their mom and dad as that's their safe place. Your kids have been through a fractured family. And so they look to see, do I have an island where I can be warm and dry and safe? And every time they turn around, it's being threatened. So they get clingy, they get whiny, they get demanding. They do all kinds of things for attention because the island is at risk. Guys, it's not about being right. It's about doing what works. You are the most powerful role model for your son. He's going to look at you, and he's going to take that as his compass to point him on how to handle other people, how to handle anger, frustration. Well, children who have everything value nothing. You give them that toy because you like to see the look on their face when you hand it to them. So you're not giving them the toy for them, you're giving them the toy for you. Indulgence is a very selfish thing. When I was talking with Andrew, Micah, and Caitlin, not one of them said, I really love my parents because they give me lots of stuff. They all said, I'm lonely. You've got all of these children. It's really important that you have a unique relationship with each one of them. What I want you to do is sit down with each of these children and look them in the eye and apologize. You better make time now, or it will be taken from you later.
Mostly all the tips, although not exactly named, are explored in this book with great detail and a great sense of sly humor, Dr. Phil style. No pictures in the book other than the front cover. Here's one really cool thing about Family First. It contains a contingency contract, a behavioral contract, of which you can also download on drphil.com. I'll have a link below provided for you. It just states the behaviors and expectations that the parents and kids are supposed to live up to, and the consequences for failing to do so, upon which, receiving a consequence, they shall not whine, banter, complain, or rebel. There's the spaces for where the parents and child are supposed to sign, along with the date of signature. And again, you can download this on drphil.com, and I'll have a link provided in the description. A standout feature from Robin's book, What's Age Got to Do with It, is called Robin's RX, Robin's Prescription. Practical tips sprinkled throughout the book, just taking her advice to action. So, I'm gonna rate Family First, Dr. Phil, 4 out of 5 claps. That's 80 points. My family may never take heed to the advice Dr. Phil presents in Family First, but why should they? And I mean, they really should. But why? My family's unique. Every family's unique. And more power to you if you actually read Family First and take his advice to heart.
Here we go. Family First, chapter 19.
No.
No? What do you mean, no? This is important. You have to read this book. This is what you'll need to memorize by the first grade. Do you get that?
I just hope that CBS television distribution doesn't come after me like they did the last time for using Dr. Phil clips. Now let's move on to Robin's What's Age Got to Do with It? And as with Dr. Phil, I'm going to let Robin herself explain the message of this book. So Robin, what is the message of this book?
The message of my new book is so important.
I have a lot of people ask me, what do I do to take care of myself? So I'm going to share my little secret with you today.
And what's age got to do with it? The answers I offer really come from the practical ways I live my life with passion and purpose, so you can too.
I think looking my best is being healthy from the inside out.
I am on a mission to encourage women from 20 to 80 to take care of themselves and put their well-being at the top of their list.
Robin is the great connector.
I've taken questions submitted to me on the Dr. Phil website and consulted with experts on skincare, physical fitness, hormones, nutrition, and many other issues, and have come up with some great advice.
I'm here with the woman who helps me take care of myself and does a lot of things for me on my skin, my body, and it's Janet Harris.
And I brought Dr. Tess here
Hi,
to
Dr.
show how this is done.
Robert is my trainer, and I absolutely love working with him. We've come up with a perfect plan to help you from head to foot.
The best way to care for others is to care for yourself, so you can really be your best.
We are here and we're going to have some fun. I am so excited for you.
The main reason I wanted to do this for y'all and for all women is to give that message that
It's not selfish to take care of yourself. That's my goal, just to look my best, but also to feel my best. I'm really proud of how I've taken care of myself and how I have allowed myself to age.
Isn't she cute?
Ladies, I hope you enjoy this book about living the healthiest life possible at any age. After all, what's age got to do with it?
Okay, well I can get down with that. No pictures in the book except for the front cover right here, which is Robin, sitting on number 55. What's age got to do with it? Absolutely nothing. Though it's her husband, Dr. Phil, who has his own nationally syndicated talk show, Robin McGraws' appearances on the show draw thousands of questions from viewers of all ages who want to know how she looks and feels so fabulous at the age of 55. And what's age got to do with it? Robin shares her journey, including the ups and downs and the secrets for staying healthy and in shape. She also provides insider information from a panel of top experts in the areas of fitness, nutrition, skincare, menopause, hair, makeup, and fashion. This is a 2-in-1 book. So this also contains the highly practical and actionable companion book, Robin McGraws' Complete Makeover Guide, which helps women apply Robin's powerful insights in their everyday lives. Robin says, to me, aging gracefully isn't accepting what aging does to you. It means taking care of your health, wanting to look your best, and knowing that it is not conceited, egotistical, or selfish to do so. This is published by Thomas Nelson Publishers. Family First is published by Free Press. And here is the makeover guide. This is where it starts, on page 217. Now, what got me interested in this book was actually the introduction. Although many would say it would be the acknowledgments that would get them interested, I don't necessarily think that the acknowledgments will seal the deal, because rarely do these two acknowledge their audience, their fan base, and I got a problem with that. But the introduction showed me. Now, I took a peek at the introduction on Amazon, which is why I purchased this. I purchased Family First through the thrift store. And I will say, I'm not really into these makeover books. But, provided that Robin has been the muse of Dr. Phil for nearly 5 decades, I wanted to make an exception. And I'm pleased with that exception. So, for what's age got to do with it, here's my ruling. 80 points, 4 out of 5 claps. Same with Family First. They're not perfect, neither book is. But you know what? What's age got to do with it interests me a little bit more than Family First. So, Dr. Phil and Robin, one true power couple using their power for the greater good of the world. Let's hope they continue to do so, otherwise, who else are we going to turn to? Brangelina? No thanks. Anyway, that's it for the thrift store for now, Brady Hollywood home on a budget. $6.99 for Family First. And the retail price? $26 US, $37.50 in Canada. Although I did pay less than $3 for this on Amazon. So, I'm quite pleased with my decision to purchase both of these books. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you on the next video.
Do you get that?